Hello, hello. Happy New Year. Belated holiday, festive greetings, all the rest of it. Just decided to do something here tonight. I set myself up actually to do something in the morning, and then I thought, look, let's just do a little playful thing. Got some flowers for myself today to show you now. Hopefully we'll get the angle without too much shuggling about. This pot is from Lily for Christmas. She got it from Peebles Ceramics, I think it is. And yeah, I really love it. It'll be, of course, much nicer in the daylight, but I wanted to just do something, you know. I wanted to just do something. It's this thing about not making it a big deal, you know. And then, oh, here we are. And it being a good practice, no matter whether it's going to be a really important masterpiece or if it's just a little bit of play. And this now for me is definitely the latter. That's what I'm embarking on with you, is a little bit of play. Some wrapping paper, floral wrapping paper I got in a book, and it just feels like a good colour to begin with. Something to start us off, you know. And I also have this jungle, like elephant and lion wallpaper, which has a bit of greenery in it. Might work for some of the leaves, maybe. So that, again, just to get us kind of started, get the ball rolling. Yeah, I think I'll stick that there, just to kind of get, you know, me feeling like a little bit of excitement, because it's a bit these, you know, sticking paper on feels like, even after years of doing it like this, it still feels a bit of a wild card thing to do, and there's a certain kind of reaction needed against it. So already I'm thinking that that flower needs to overlap the greenery, and I'm wondering how am I going to do that with the things that I've selected for myself today. And it might be that I need to just use I only have watercolor paint, so maybe that I need to reach for this wrapping paper again, tear off a few pieces that might work to explain the petals that overlap the greenery. Just do it in a general way for now. May not even be the same flower, but you see what I mean? It kind of creates that roundedness. I like finding solutions that are easy, and I think somehow that also has a lighter kind of feel in the painting then as well, I think. I'm going to use my non-dominant hand here with the watercolor pencil dipped into the water, but it's a little bit too red. I want it to be more pink, more kind of cerise, like that color. So I'm just going to go for watercolor paint. What color have we here now? That's definitely not the one. I've got my palette here, you know, my trusty palette. I'm just going to clean out the middle of it. Oh jeepers, I'd say last time I used it, it must have been for look, that's terrible, isn't it? I used it as a, like, I used the middle bit where I normally mix as a palette for putting the colours out. I'm glad I got myself 2 tubs of water here, because one can remain fairly clean. What was I going to do? Yes, I was going to find, if I can find it, put my glasses on, the alizarin crimson, because what I was seeking there was, yeah, what I was looking for was something like the alizarin, but actually what I landed on was whatever's in there, which isn't at all, that's Payne's Grey or something, which I might use for the centre of the flowers actually. But even that doesn't read really as what I'm after, so I think it's more this wild card in here that's the colour. like to try and get accuracy in one element, whether it's in the shape or in the color or the form of the thing. So this color now looks to me to be a better fit for that. And I'll still go with my non-dominant hand, I think. I think it's better fit for this kind of cerise. It's still not brilliant, actually. Let's see now what else is in this palette. I left the lights down fairly low as well, so that. No, that's not it either. You know what now? I have got a bag of paints here. Let's see. It'll be Erin back now and she might end up challenging. This is Alizarin Crimson, and I don't think that's really hitting the mark. But it looks like I don't have any other reds in that bag. I suppose the compromise been called for here now, isn't it? Hi. I think I can use. I'm just doing a video, Erin, but it's fine. It's just a casual enough one. It's fine. Those are all the socks I found there. Yeah, there's 3 of them instead of 4. I know what one is. Oh dear, oh good. Erin's going skiing tomorrow, so she's gathering warm socks. I'm going to drop her to the airport in the morning. Right, I'm going to get rid of that dirty water over there. I know you can't see half of the stuff I'm talking about. It's probably kind of annoying, but I wanted you to see this. And see how I've gone to town, haven't I, with all of that now? And instead of trying to find the exact colour, I never thought of looking in the pens. I don't know what these will be like. I mean, it is kind of the colour. And again, I'm using my non-dominant hand. But instead of trying to work really hard to find that colour, sure, I could still do the thing that I did with the other one. And just use the torn paper. Use the torn paper collage, especially on the right side. It's a bit of release, really. This kind of playing around. It's got a kind of soft easiness to it. I like that kind of energy. Start to lose it as we talk about it, or not lose it, but like, you know, try and make it into something special. It's just playing. It's like if you had a child with you, that'd be easy to access that. The thing I'm talking about, because they're there all the time. They're all the time. And then we've got a few splashes of yellow. Now there's quite bright yellow over here. These little flowers on that side are kind of yearning towards the light there, and they're little bright planets, kind of satellites. And then on the other side, it's more maybe cadmium yellow, maybe even a touch of yellow ochre, because of the shadows falling on that side of the pot. And then down the middle will be the dark areas of green, and maybe possibly some of this too, like that tissue paper that reads as no greenery. Couldn't find a PVA glue, so I've just been an absence, isn't there, of a good few weeks now here on YouTube. And the YouTube absence is because there's been an absence to this kind of work in my life. I've not been doing this kind of play very much over the winter, over the holidays. Different kind of play, but not this. What have I been doing? Let me think now. I'm sure I was doing something that felt a bit artistic since Christmas. Have I? Can't really think what it is. Anyway, I've not been doing this, and I like this. I like this kind of faffing about and floundering and finding and losing and playing and sticking and all of that. Trying to discover the best way of making a thing happen. It's quite a statement, isn't it, that blue? Into the light. I think I'll use paint first. I won't put that completely away, although maybe I will for a while. And I like it, but I'm not sure it's what I want to use for the vase really. So I'm just going to mix up a green colour to explain the greenery that sits kind of here in between. And this paper now isn't watercolour paper. I'm using watercolour paint mostly, although that's acrylic, high flow acrylic, is it? Golden. Let me read it. Fluid acrylic. Thanks, Susan, for that gift. So that's acrylic there, but the rest is watercolour paint, and it's resisting this short card which I'm using to paint on. It was a deliberate thing. I had some watercolour paper and then I kind of just felt like I wanted to use something less, I suppose less precious maybe, and less predictable is the other one. Not so predictable. See what the back of this brush will do, if it'll create some stems for those daisies. I've got some green, I think this is green, not blue, that'll do. Watercolour pencil. I'm going to dip it into the water. The watercolour pencil gives me a kind of a fluid line that's colourful. I'm also dragging some of that dark blue around through the yellow, makes it kind of green, which is what I'm after. And I think I might use it up here too, this blue. Not really playing ball though, not everywhere. There's some leaves, and like using the left hand means that I'm letting the line dance a little bit more than I would if I was trying to dominate it with the right. You know, there's something less predictable about using my non-dominant hand. And then we've got an orange flower over here, and I've got an orange pencil. So I'll just see if I can make something happen that feels like that flower over on that side. I think it's a gerbera kind of, but it's not an ordinary gerbera. It's got like yellow tinged orange petals. That's the one I'm talking about there. And there's this kind of texture of the petals foreshortened facing. I want to use some of this. No, I don't. I was going to say I wanted to use it for the. I need a sharpener. I was going to use line for some of these over here as well, but I haven't got a sharpener for the color I want, so I'm just going to use continue to use my finger in the yellow ochre. And then there's this one here that's kind of sepia colored. We'll try sepia or burnt sienna for that. As a starting point anyway, I'll stick some burnt sienna in there, see how that feels. I don't want it meeting the blue because I quite like the dark patches of blue and I don't want them to be diluted. It'd be great though if that yellow pencil was sharpened. That's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting something that I can draw with the yellow. Let's see about using the orange one. Because after all, this is pretty much the same as that one, only that that's catching the light and this one is in the shadow. So I could use the same implement that I used to describe that, just without the burnt sienna in the center. I love these little feverfew daisies. I think that's what they're called. The tiny little white ones there. I mean, it wasn't a great selection in the shop, you know. I don't know. I suppose it's environmentally not very sound to be buying flowers at this time of year. But I really felt like cheering myself up a bit. And I nearly didn't get them. I thought I could do a self-portrait, you know, the carry-on. But actually, I wanted a bit of colour. I wanted to bring a bit of colour into my day. Now, speaking of colour, remember how I was saying I think the centre of those gerbera there I could do with the Payne's Grey. I'm going to use that there and over here too. And there's something of a darker colour around the central part of that. Feels like it could be explained with the Payne's Grey too. And I've put my trusty square brushes in the tin underneath this, holding this up. And so I'm actually using a round brush. And this brush I think might come in handy with the Payne's Grey again to make some lines, some dark lines. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying not to obscure your view. There's some areas that are really quite dark. And so I'm dipping into the Payne's Grey and just using that to describe those bits, you know, here. They're quite dark. And to find other places where that dark colour might be. For example, in between some of these lovely lively daisy stems down at the rim of the jug as well. I'm using my non-dominant hand here again because I don't want to get into too much convoluted detail with this now. But it is a little bit frustrating because I could paint those shapes like they're really accurately describing the dark bits surrounding the daisy. In fact, I think I will explain one of these tiny feverfew daisy flowers with this dark colour because there is something very appealing about these tiny daisy flowers, star-like, looking at me here. And I don't want to miss the opportunity to explain them. I know you're not getting to see that now really, unless I use my other hand. No harm to use my other hand, sure. Just means I'm not going to have the same accuracy. With smaller things, I kind of like to use my right hand, so that I can get the clarity. But maybe it's no harm to let that still be a bit risky. And then the center of that daisy has a touch of yellow ochre. I'll do another couple. I think if you can do a couple of them in the same, with a similar approach, then I'll bring it closer so you can see what I'm trying to do. I don't know if that's any good. But I think if you use a similar approach to describe a few flowers, then it makes it feel more like a cohesive thing. When you're painting compositionally, it's, I think, helpful. So I'm going to make another couple of these little daisies. I'm observing with care where the petals are on these little dishevelled, wrinkled, withering daisy flowers. So I am capturing best I can the character of the individual one that I'm observing here. So there's two ish. And I could do a third one, but I think in the meantime I'm gonna come back up here and do something in the center of this flower with that Payne's grey as well. I could use some of the burnt sienna actually as I move around. It's not so Payne's grey, but it's a dark colour, but it's a dark reddish colour that's in there, I think. Some of it is fierce dark like the Payne's grey, and some of it is more rusty brown, red dark. And some is really alizarin crimson dark, like this one here. I think I'm using my left hand here so that you can kind of see what I'm doing, but also still to keep myself a little bit lively, alive to it and fresh, and not stuck on any one piece for too long. Sometimes with detail, it can be quite a pleasant thing sometimes to do that, like really detailed drawing and concentrate on one flower for a long time. That's not what my intention is here. So it suits me to work with my non-dominant hand and generally with my hands actually. I'm going to go over to that. So this one is the same flower as that one, but that one's in shadow. What I could do with there is I think I could do with some of this yellow, because there are yellow touches around the edge of this flower too. That give it more the feeling of that one. But also there's some burnt sienna that I could use watered down a bit more than that now, but could use some burnt sienna, I think, to bring these flowers closer to each other. I'm half closing my eyes to see what's going on in the center there. And it's mostly distinguished by texture, the center of the flower. Texture and yellowish center. Okay, so I think my final move might be to do something in the area of the base. And why don't I use the stencil for that? I think I'll use the stencil and some ultramarine blue. And I can always return to this in the morning if I fancy it. I've got a strudel in the oven that I'm going to have with some ice cream. So, priorities like. So that's that. Very watery, so maybe blend in, but I like that bit there that hasn't blended in yet, and maybe it'll stay like that. If I had alcohol ink, I'd be inclined to sprinkle some in there. I suppose I could even just use blue to make some daisy stems. And maybe I could lift out some touches for where the daisy might be. Lift out some white space. Kind of a bit of sponge, but it really would be better, I think, with the kitchen paper. I think it might lift it out more cleanly. And I was thinking of something else too, maybe putting some of this little leaf, because there's an overlapping leaf down there that I can find quite appealing. I'll put that in. I think there's one space on the online flower painting workshop, mixed media, like this, Carrie Ann. And I think it's starting in March, maybe. So get in touch if you think it might be your space. And then we've got I think there's a spot available still on the landscape course starting in May as well, the online landscape course. And that's it then, unless I decide to do some more. I don't think I will. I've got what you call it, a watercolor portrait course starting on the 23rd of this month. Now, I don't know how I did all of that really. Much of a informed choice. You kind of like it, do I? You know what, we've got nothing to lose, like, I'm sure it doesn't really in the end all that much. Someone said, I was reading about writing yesterday, and I don't know who it was now who said it, but he said, you know, you won't die if you write a bad book. And this is far less energy taken in and energy, you know, used up to make this picture. So I won't die if it turns out a bad picture, whatever that is. You know, unsatisfying. Doesn't really matter all that much, does it? So I might as well take a chance and try stuff out. There we go, those did end up in there in the end. No, I think I'm going to call it a day there. Sorry about the shakes. Was my close to final move there? No, it's very straight. I think what I do is I'll turn on the light and let you see a little bit more clearly what I've been up to there. And I can maybe take the iPad. It's going to shake a bit now, okay? I'm going to take the iPad off and try and show you. Oh, sorry. You see, this is me now. Okay, there we go. I don't know where the camera is. You see, I'm on the other side of it. So that's that. And then there's the flowers I was looking at there. Hopefully you can see them. So in the morning they'll be lovely with the light on them. But for now I feel like I've been happy to do a little response to them and to kind of get the mixed media materials out and to say hello and Happy New Year to you guys. Gosh, what a messy video. Okay, all the best. See you soon. Bye.